Yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is beautiful. I'm so excited. I am super duper grateful. Yes. We are live. We are live. Edit audience so that I can. All right. And good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, y'all. It is Thankful Thursdays, okay? Like I know it's Thanksgiving. It's the national observation of the holiday. And it is Thursday. And y'all already know what y'all thought I was gonna have a show today because it's Thanksgiving. Listen, I know y'all probably in the kitchen, greens, beans, tomatoes, and all of that good stuff. But it's your girl Jaja, and if you are tuning in away from your kitchen or away from wherever you're doing or whatever you're doing, you're listening to I Said It. And before I take it back, y'all already know I'm gonna add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, I am extremely, extremely, extremely grateful because you already know, as I say each and every week, we have the activities of our limbs. That's the first thing, okay? We have the activities of our limbs because there is somebody somewhere that cannot move as quick and expeditious as you can. And we ain't in nobody's jail, okay? Believe you me, they have room. They don't want to make room, but they got room for you. And we ain't in nobody's hospital. And we are praying for those individuals that are in somebody's hospital, somebody that is fighting for their life. We are going to lift them up in prayer because I believe in the power of prayer, and I also believe in the power of unison. If you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. It is Thankful Thursdays, and you are tuned in. It's your girl, Jaja. Listen, follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Jaja because you do. Listen, I am super duper grateful. And if you're tuning in, I am talking about be careful of being an innocent bystander. Okay, so I know it's Thanksgiving, and y'all out here, y'all about to get y'all turkey on. Y'all about to get y'all eat on. Y'all about to play Uno out. Well, maybe that's just what we about to do. I don't know what y'all about to do, but we about to, I don't know. Let me tell y'all something. First of all, I didn't go to bed till 4 o'clock this morning, okay? And I'm only cooking for 2 people, my son and my sister. But I'm sure I'm going to have visitors along the way. And there was this, I don't know, for those of you who are cookers or, eaters, there's this, it was like this very relaxing thing as I was in the kitchen, cooking and, cutting up the bell peppers and the onions and, boiling the chicken broth. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just cute. I know how to cook too. Okay. I know how to hold it down. All right. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because listen, ladies, don't no man want no woman that's pretty and you can't do nothing else but slob on his knob like corn on the cob. He going to need you to know how to cook some cob. Okay. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because it's Thankful Thursday. And it's Thanksgiving. And I want to say too, I'm extremely thankful for you guys. And I got these old allergies and these old janky eyes, but I thank God for these eyeballs because they see into y'all souls. Okay? And I'll be looking, be paying attention. But there is so many blessings. And I know sometimes it's hard to see those blessings, especially when we've dealt with a year like this. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking about be careful of the innocent bystander. This year, a lot of us have experienced some things just off being an innocent bystander. Some of us lost loved ones due to COVID-19. other viruses or other diseases or gun violence. Some of us lost some income, and some of us had to go through some tumultuous things, friendship losses, marriages that dissolved. There were a lot of changes that happened, but God is still good. And the reason why I know God is good is because he allowed us to still have this platform to communicate. Can you imagine going through the things that you've gone through and not be able to scroll through a social media platform and see some uplifting words or some encouraging words, or not being able to share your businesses or your ideals through these type of platforms? But we need more platforms like this that are governed by people who look like you and I, so that way we can communicate on an even better level and not worry about our algorithms being messed up or only certain people being able to see certain things through hashtags. But if you're tuning in, we're talking about being an innocent bystander. This year, a lot of us, we were just around a situation that affected us. Whether it be good or bad, we might have been at the right place at the right time and had a certain conversation with the right person, and it catapulted you this year into another dimension that you didn't anticipate being in. If you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. I'm talking all about the innocent bystander. There were so many things that happened in our communities this year, and I'm grateful. I'm not just grateful for the cliche things that we say. I'm thankful for my friends and I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for, life, health, and strength. And all those things are good, right? All those things are good. But let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper with our gratitude. Sometimes we are often just surface level. And I'm not trying to be super deep, nor am I trying to be extra religious, but when you really look back over your life and you think things over, and you really look at the circumstances and the situations that you've been in just in 2020, all the way up until December, which is literally next week, sometimes we have to reevaluate what we're truly thankful for. Because yes, I am thankful for family, but I'm more thankful for people that didn't change, that was family. I'm thankful for aunts and uncles that were still aunts and uncles and made themselves available. I'm thankful for cousins who still remain cousins, and parents who still remain parents. I'm grateful that even though I lost my grandmother this year, both of my grandmothers actually, I'm grateful that I had a relationship with both of them, that they didn't leave this earth knowing that they weren't loved or that they weren't cared for. I'm grateful that I developed those relationships with family members, and that I was dependable and loyal to those family members who left this earth. See, it's easy for us to say, I'm thankful for, life, health, and strength, and family. But when you really dig down into it, you want to make sure that you're really thankful for what it is that you really want to be thankful for. Thank you so much, WC Jones 59. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my brother. Listen, if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It. Before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, happy Thanksgiving to all of you all. And if you want to leave a comment, if you have a business that you want me to shout out while I'm live right now, these bundles, shout out to Manny Main Hair Boutique, Black-owned business. Shout out to Gorgeous Identity. She sent me some things and some makeup brushes for me to shout out on my show. Thank you. Shout out to me, okay? Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. And I'm not displaying 1 and 2. I'm displaying my shirt, okay? So don't get it confused. I know you guys have been in quarantine, but I'll show you my shirt, okay? But I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my son and my sister who, really displayed family this year. Dedicated. We have gone through some tumultuous things from January all the way up into November. And I can truly say that my sister, Marshawn, and my son, Tayshawn, really exemplified what it means to have family. My cousin, Paulette, my brother, Tony, who will be home very, very soon. I had a meeting with his parole board. And I know y'all got family members that's locked down. Don't act brand new. I ain't the only one who got some loved ones that are incarcerated. I'm thankful for my brother being protected, because I had a brother that was killed in prison in 2017, and that didn't feel good. And that Thanksgiving in 2017 was not a very fun Thanksgiving. So if you are sitting at home and you're grumbling because you've lost a loved one, or you don't feel as if you have anything to be thankful for, I get it. I understand it. And I'm thankful for you for being honest, because if you can't be honest with anybody, you should at least be honest with yourself. And I'm grateful that despite our judicial system, my brother is safe. My brother was diagnosed in prison with COVID-19 because correctional officers and the wardens of some of these privatized prisons, they lumped all of our family members that are incarcerated in rooms, knowing that there were some that were affected by COVID and those that were tested negative. They lumped them all in a room. So everybody is experiencing COVID-19, and they are having deaths in these prisons. So I'm thankful. My thankfulness is a little bit more in detail, because I don't want to just be on the surface when it comes to my gratitude. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Eric Daniel. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. But I'm thankful because even in the middle of all of what we've been through this year, our judicial system has been exposed like never before. The Black Lives Matter movement is not just a cliche thing that we hashtag out, but Black lives really matter. And they had to matter even more this year, because we saw with our own two eyes how officers, Karens, and Billies were murdering our people that look like you and me. I'm grateful that our technology has now exposed so many truths that we have been taught over years and years and years, where we get told that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, and the European settlers came together and they had this big old feast and the turkey was sitting at the table, when we all grow up and we learn that those things were lies. I'm thankful that our education system has been exposed to these lazy and lackadaisical leaders who are in charge, and they've been exposed to how they are teaching and treating our children and the staff that have to prepare our students for the next generation. I'm thankful that we are holding people accountable that are in leadership. I'm thankful that the next phase in our lives, those of you that are leading families, that are standing up to what you believe in, and you are fighting for what you believe in, and you are being bodacious for what it is that you are fighting for, whether it's to have a healthy lifestyle, a good family, go find you a great man, or be a good woman, or raise some awesome kids. I'm thankful that you all are putting more pressure, not only on yourselves, but on the people that are around you. I'm thankful for accountability. I'm thankful for people who have held us accountable for what we say we're going to do, what we say we're not going to do. I'm thankful for friends that I never had to question whether you were a friend or a foe. I'm thankful that if I ever needed you and you were available. I'm thankful for if you weren't available and you were honest about not being available, but we still are good friends. I'm thankful for God's giving me 2020 vision, something that we all ask for, and that's to see things clearly, to put things in perspective. I'm thankful for you all for supporting me. Every week on Thursday, I come here, and sometimes I'm a little long-winded, and sometimes I'm a little short. Sometimes I'm in detail. Sometimes I'm not. But I'm grateful that you all are still rocking with me. I'm thankful for the 20,000 people who took the time out to vote for me as I ran for school board this year. And I'm thankful for those who did win and those who did take the time out to run for these offices because we need new leadership in this place. Happy Thanksgiving to New 313 Rap Scene. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and thank you for your platform. I'm grateful because, see, it's not enough. See, when I talk to God about what I'm grateful for, I don't just talk to God with just some cliche, just conversation. I go into deep detail because God is a God of detail, honey. God is a God of detail. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. One thing that I've learned is that you can pray all you want to about what the plans you have for your life. And God sees and hears those plans. But if that's not where God wants you to be, and if that's not what God wants you to have at that moment, you're not going to get it. And I'm thankful for that because there were some things that I wanted in life that I wasn't prepared to handle and maintain. See, I was blessed to be married and have a marriage, but I wasn't in the mindset of what it meant to be a wife. Because when you are in a marriage, that's a sacrificial offering. It ain't going to be about you all the time. It's going to sometimes be about that other person. So if you are looking to be married, and that is one of my services. So, if you're trying to get married this year, sign up. I am taking clients. I do have a deal that's going on right now for my couples that are getting married, that are engaged. If you're looking to renew your vows, I can officiate and do eulogies for funerals as well. I have done them before in the past. I'm not about to broadcast. I'm doing a eulogy at somebody's funeral because that's very private, very intimate. But that is a service that I provide. And of course, I also do hosting and speaking events. So if you're looking to have a virtual event and you are looking for a virtual host, look no further. Your girl Jaja is right here. If you are looking to have a speaker or a panelist for a conference that you are looking to fulfill, look no further. I am available. Listen, I'm trying to stay booked, blessed, and busy beyond measure for the rest of my life. Not just for 2021, for the rest of my life until God takes breath out of my body. I want to be all the way booked. I want to be so booked, I got to schedule a nap. Okay, that's how booked and busy I want to be. I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. But I'm thankful for truth. I'm thankful that sometimes you don't always have to expose the truth. The truth will expose itself. And sometimes you have to be patient. And patient is not always one of my great gifts. I've been groomed, and I am continuously being groomed to be more patient because God, He blesses those that are patient with good gifts. Have you ever just, been waiting on something, you so anxious for something, and then you get it, and you be like, this what it was? Like, or you rushing to get something, rushing to get somebody, or get with somebody, and then you find out like, I was rushing to get to this? Nah, man. Then you think about it. Okay, let me stop rushing into situations. Let me stop rushing into decisions about relationships and friendships and business. And, I had to learn to wait on God. And sometimes waiting on God ain't fun because you be ready to get it popping, okay? I be ready to get it popping, okay? What we doing, how we doing, and who all involved. Let's go. But I had to also learn, God like, no, baby girl, I need you to chill. I need you to bring all that down, and I need you to go have several seats. Because if you rush into this thing like you have done in the past, you're going to hurt your own feelings. And see, if you are real with yourself, we talking about self-assessments here. And I'm thankful for self-assessments. I'm thankful when somebody checks me to get better, when somebody holds me accountable to who I say I am and what I say I'm going to do. I'm thankful that God has a ear. I have an ear for God so that I'm not out here just making decisions on my own merit, because a lot of decisions and hurt that I had came from me not being patient. So in this season, I'm thankful for patience. I'm thankful for mercy, because we all didn't get what we deserve. And see, God heard your conversations. God saw what you was doing in the dark. God saw what you was doing when nobody looking. Okay. So if we really tell the truth, Okay, shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You should be a lot more thankful that you don't have HIV. You don't have AIDS. You don't have herpes or mono, because you was out here giving out fellatio like they was giving out turkeys. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know y'all heard me the first time. Okay? We ain't about to play no games. Y'all know I ain't playing no games out here because y'all ain't got a heaven or hell to put me in. And before I take it back, y'all already know. Yeah, I said it. Okay? Because we're going to do better this year. We're going to do better with our lives. We're going to do better with what we say we're going to do and those decisions that we're going to make. You know, God had to oftentimes remind me of the prayers that I had to pray. You know how we pray when we want God to get us out of trouble. Oh, God, if you get me out of this, I ain't going to do it no more. God, if you heal my body, I'm going to give you glory and praise. Oh, I'm going to pay my tithes. I'm going to give my offering. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then God show up. Not only do he show up, but he show out. And then y'all forget. Y'all forget them promises that y'all made to God. And I'm talking about, if you're tuning in, I'm talking about an innocent bystander. Because oftentimes, just like Thanksgiving, we have indigenous people, Native Americans, who are enjoying this beautiful land. Because Michigan, the state of Michigan, is one of the leading states of Native Americans. If you go up to the Upper Peninsula, if you ever notice, you run a really, truth be told, Detroit, Michigan, and Michigan is a wealth of immigrants. But if you think about it, all of the names that we have in the city of Detroit are either French or they're Native American. A lot of the cities that are in the Upper Peninsula, that are in Upper Michigan, they are named after indigenous Native American tribes. Okay, so our state and our city has a lot more history and exposure than what we're led to believe. There's a lot more to the state of Michigan than just what's on the side of 8 Mile, Oakland County, Macomb County, and Wayne County. There is so much land and beauty in the state of Michigan. But see, a lot of white folks don't want us to see that because they don't want us Negroes up there in the woods, up there in the lakes and in traverse cities and all these little hick old towns. And, you know, we got Idlewild, which is a city that was full of infamous and famous and distinguished African Americans. We have so much rich history here. But because certain ethnicities only want us to know their truths and not the truth. And I'm thankful for the truth, okay? See, there are some people who deem to, quote unquote, be honest or call themselves honest people, but they're really not. But I'm thankful for honesty. I'm thankful for truth. I'm thankful for love. I want y'all to chime in. Tell me what y'all are thankful for. If you are tuning in and listening, tell me what you are thankful for. I got Jackie Jerome, Antonio, New 313. I'm live on my Instagram and Facebook page. Listen, if you are tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and y'all already know. Before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I am super duper grateful for love. I'm grateful that love does conquer all things when there's real love there. For those of you that are parents, your kids can really take you to the next level where you be wanting to choke them, and call CPS on yourself. Okay. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm ammo to it. But you develop this love as a parent for your children because you know that if you don't do it, it won't get done. And I am super grateful for all of the mothers and fathers out there who love their children enough to go through the fire with them. This year has been a different change from the beginning of the year and the beginning of the semester of last school year up into this year. And, you all made some real genuine sacrifices, especially those parents that are full-time who had to figure out how they were going to take care of their kids and pay their bills and their households. I'm thankful for those parents who weren't prideful and act like they didn't need no help, but they say, hey, I need some help. Help me. I know, over the course of this year, I reached out on social media. I say, hey, I need some strong black men to help me. I'm raising a young black king, a prince, and I need some testosterone because I got estrogen. Okay. Now I done taught my son a lot of things that I wish that the other party would have. But hey, at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do. And so we ain't waiting on nobody around here. We gonna get it done regardless. Okay. And I'm grateful for parents and those individuals and those family members who said, listen, we're going to get it done by any means necessary. If you're tuning in, you're listening to Y'all Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about the innocent bystanders, because some of us have experienced some things situations that had nothing to do with us. My brother, who is coming home after being incarcerated for 12 years, his son is an innocent bystander. He didn't ask to be here. He didn't ask for his father to go to prison. My siblings and I, we're innocent bystanders. Every Thanksgiving, I have to remember that my father killed himself the very next day. See, I look at things a lot different than the average person because I've experienced a lot of different things than the average person. So when it comes to certain holidays, I still have to remember that my father died the next day. He killed himself, and we don't know why. So I'm thankful when I celebrate men and true fatherhood and men that stand in the gap for their families and they lead their families despite how they feel about the mothers. I am grateful for men who protect women and cover children and protect the seniors in the community. I'm thankful for men who stand up and they don't pee sitting down, but they pee standing up. Regardless if you are heterosexual or homosexual, at the end of the day, I'm grateful for men that are men. And at the end of the day, because I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in. So whatever floats your boat and tickles your fancy, do you, okay? I'm thankful for homosexual men who let women know that there are men that's on the down low. Okay. See, y'all may be thankful for the cliche stuff, but I'm thankful for some real things. Okay. I'm thankful for men who have identified their sexuality. And just because you are getting oral sex from a man, or you are having sex with a man and you're not being penetrated and you're not giving oral sex, you're still a homosexual man. Okay. And I'm grateful for men that are honest with their sexuality and they're not out here giving women AIDS or HIV or sexually transmitted diseases because they want to be extra freaky and deceitful and not be honest. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for truths being exposed, and forgiveness, because sometimes we can harbor feelings that cause relationships, cause obstructions in other relationships. It's like two family members being beefed out, but you have children that are the same age. These are the times when families should want to come together and not be far apart. But because people have certain beefs and certain issues with other family members and conversations didn't happen and communication didn't happen because people don't want to be held accountable, or, they quote unquote don't want to be confrontational, or people didn't want to take leadership, because when those situations happen, they hinder other relationships. There are generations that are coming up behind us. And from times past, and history has shown us that unfortunately African Americans were separated. Families were separated through plantations. And just like Native Americans and indigenous people, their families were separated, kidnapped. They were torn apart. So they had to rely on other relationships and other families and other people to call family. And I'm thankful that relationships are being rebuilt. Forgiveness is being offered more than hate, because there are so many people that are harboring anger and frustration and unforgiveness. And all it does is hinder other relationships. So many of us could be a lot further along if we allowed pride and ego to be the last thing on our list. But unfortunately, in our community, pride and ego and the lack of being vulnerable goes ahead of so many things in our households. I'm thankful for husband and wives that can sit down and talk to each other and say, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? I made a mistake. Nah, don't keep forgiving somebody and they keep doing the same thing. Nah, okay? Because that just means that they don't care and they don't respect you or value what it is that you bring to the table. But for those individuals who can honestly sit and say, can you forgive me? And be genuine and honest about it. And really want that relationship and really want that friendship. Because see, some of y'all, you have allowed pride and ego to damage some really great friendships and relationships that you won't ever get again. I am a whole vibe. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'll add more to it, because y'all already know what I'm going to do. Because there are people that need you and you need them. We all need each other. Don't let nobody make you think, oh, I don't need nobody. You know, that spirit of I can do bad all by myself. You know, I love me a man, honey. Okay, all you independent sisters out there, I don't need no man. I got this. No, honey. Where my king at? Because your queen right here. Let's go. I'm trying to have a purposeful relationship. Not with a man because he look good and he got some muscles. Because I already had that. Been there, done that, and I ain't doing that again. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I'm thankful for lessons learned. I don't like repeating lessons, Lord. Okay? Because when I fail a test, and I got to retake it, I'm always trying to figure out, okay, what was I supposed to learn in this situation that I didn't learn? Because clearly I didn't learn something. That's why it's happening to me again. I'm thankful for discernment. Because if you're tuning in, you're listening to, yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm thankful for discernment. Because growing up in Detroit, on Detroit's west side, you know, my mother and my father, they loved each other enough to make me and my other siblings. And I'm grateful for that because, you know, growing up in a community where there was so much love and family, I truly, truly believe that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the experiences that I experienced growing up off of Joy Road, going to McFarland, going to Drew, going to McKenzie, attending Bowling Green, you know, going to WC3, Phoenix University, you know, Specs Howard, Everest College. I have developed some amazing relationships due to my community and education and develop mentorships. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful because that allowed me to write this book, Dear Carlin. And my ex-husband, plot twist, his name was Carlin. My ex-husband's name is Carlin. And I grew up on a street called Carlin. God is so good, right? And I'm grateful that you all have been pre-ordering the book. The book is $20. It's going to be on sale for $20 all the way up until the holiday season. And I'm extremely grateful because this book talks about my life growing up off of Joy Road, being, a part of some organizations, having some relationships. We used to have this thing called the park at the end of the block. And we had this other place called the field where the boys would play football on Decatur. You know, we had a bake shop around the corner called Go-Go's Bakery. We had a grocery store. It was called Big Giant. Then it turned into Save a Lot. Where my neighbor, she sold Chicago style pizza. Not only did that store have significance in my life, but I had a fight at that store that's going to be in the book. I talk about my brothers and sisters and growing up with 7 children in one household. I talk about the day my mom found out I was pregnant. I talk about forgiveness and how to overcome certain situations. I remember the day I went off to college, which was supposed to be a very happy occasion, seeing that I had a full ride scholarship. That day, my mother threw a pink Bible at me off the porch. Okay. When my father was taking me off to college, because I didn't have a ride and I didn't really plan my college transition. And I had my son July 1st, 2003. I had to be in college July 5th. So here it is. I have a brand new baby July 1st, and I have to be in college July 5th in order for me to qualify for this scholarship. And my mom was extremely upset because I wanted my son to stay with his father, and I wanted my mother to help my son's father. And that turned into a whole nother situation, which is in the book. I talk about, some relationships that were created, some relationships and some friendships that, affected my life, and what it means to have true friendship, what it means to have your siblings have your back and loyalty. I talk about the power in parenting and being available, the power of parenting when you're not available. So this book is not just a small memoir about me, but this is a book about the importance of developing strong families. Because when you have strong families, you have strong communities. And when you have strong communities, you have a strong economy. But when you have a broken family, a traumatic family, a distant family, when you have a family that's in turmoil, that's beefing, and you don't even know what you're beefing about something that happened 6 years ago, 10 years ago, you mad because one auntie did this and one auntie didn't, and one cousin did this and one cousin did this. Listen, Sean Carter, Jay-Z said it, nobody wins when the family feuds. So when I talk about, if you're tuning in, you're listening to, I said it before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. When you talk about being an innocent bystander, nobody wins when the family feuds. So I'm grateful that 2020 brought exposure. It brought exposure to people. Let me tell you something. 2020 didn't show people true colors. It showed people who they really are. Some people I never anticipated would do some grimy stuff. But what it showed me was that you a grimy person. That's just who you are. It didn't show me your true colors. It just showed me that this is who you are. See, some people play roles, and they play roles very well. And because me and God is like this, and, my communication with God is not determined and based off Wi-Fi. My relationship with God is not based off a social media platform. My relationship with God is not based off how many followers I have. My relationship with God is not based off my bundles, my makeup, or any of those things. My relationship with God is solely based upon how much effort I put into it. So because I put hella effort, and I can say that, I said it before, I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because I put so much effort into making sure that my relationship with God is strong before I can have a strong relationship with anybody else. Because relationships only last when you value what God has placed in your life. And this is the thing about being an innocent bystander. If you're tuning in, you're listening to, I said it before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. This is the thing about being an innocent bystander. When I lived on Carlin, there were things that happened on my street that didn't just affect the people that were involved. I remember one time on my block, and make sure you order the book. Go to my website, jajachhubbard.com. If you from Carlin, if you from Joy Road, if you ever went to McFarland, Drew, or McKenzie with me, you may be in this book. So I suggest you pre-order it right now. Use the access code Carlin, CARLIN, on all caps to get the discount off. And I'm so grateful and thankful for all of the people who have ordered the pre-order so far. I'm extremely excited. The book will be here by Christmas. So I'm excited because, you know, during this holiday season, I want you to get back to what it means to have family. My grandmother, both my grandmothers passed away, and my mom passed away, and they were true matriarchs in families. And, you know, in this season, you know, a lot of people are going to be sharing their holidays without those ones that they are used to spending it with. And like I said earlier, you know, every Thanksgiving for the last 14 years, I've had to think about, you know, losing my father the day after Thanksgiving, or the fact that my mom, you know, died at a hospital that was supposed to help her, or, you know, the fact that my brother was killed in prison and he didn't even get a chance to bring life into this world as a Black man, because he was murdered by correctional officers. And so I'm thankful that my other brother gets an opportunity of freedom, to bring more life into this world. And I'm thankful for exposure. And I'm thankful for the people that didn't switch up, for people that I didn't have to question. Because in 2020, you had to look at some people like this. You know, 2020 caused you to look at some people where you never really imagined or thought to look at crazy. Now, if you have a Black business and you are tuning in, even after the live broadcast, and you want to put your business in the link, put your business in the link below. Because, you know, people be scrolling through my thread, because, you know, people be lurking nosy. They claim I'm blocked. They claim they don't like me, but they still be watching. Okay. Yeah, I said it before. I take it back. I'm going to add more to it because I'm worth watching. You know Jaja because you know Jaja, okay? And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Jaja because you do. Yeah, I said it before I take it back. I'm going to add more to it. And for those of you that are getting ready to stuff your face this week, today, make sure that you remember that COVID-19 is real. And we want to make sure that we are staying masked up, protecting one another, because there are thousands of people back in the hospital that have been exposed to COVID-19. And we want to make sure that we decrease those numbers, not increase those numbers because you want to get a plate of chitlins or a pan of macaroni and cheese. Anybody that's rolling up on me at my house today, pull up in the driveway, beep 2 times, and I'm going to bring the plate out to you, okay? Because if you ain't been tested or you've been exposed, I don't want no problems, because I'm thankful that I could have died in my kitchen this year, despite anybody that wanted to believe it or not. I know what was going on in my body, just like everybody else who had COVID-19 knows exactly what I'm talking about and knows exactly the symptoms that I'm referring to. Some people's symptoms were severe to the point of death, and some people's symptoms were only mild and only had acute symptoms. But regardless if they were acute or severe, I am extremely grateful to have life, health, and strength, because that was one of the scariest moments of my life. And I ain't ashamed. I ain't ashamed to yell for help, plead for help, ask for help, pray for help. I can say help in Espanol, Chinese, Mandarin, all of that, because we're in a season where we do need each other. There are so many people who think that you can do bad all by yourself. And Dear Carlin is a book that depicts about how much we need each other. Growing up with friends that you rode bikes with and you hung out at the park with. You know, I had a friend growing up. Her name is Choi Portis. She's also in the book. And I talk about how, you know, me and her would get on our bikes and we would be all the way damn near downtown, midtown, on our bikes, seeing everybody. You know, we would go to see this house on Chicago. It was this house that had all the football players from McKenzie Karaoke. It was a guy named Karaoke, and he had a house, and it was on Lauder and Chicago, and all the young men lived at this house. They, didn't want to go home or needed a place to stay or just wanted to chill. And me and my friend, we would get on our bikes and we would ride over there and hang out over there with those football players. And, and then I talk about, those relationships, being a young woman and having the protection of the Black men at a younger age, and the transition and how it's changed so drastically. In high school, let somebody mess with me. They were like, that's, y'all don't mess with her. That's Jaja. That's whoop, whoop, whoop. And now, we are older, and it's the dynamics of men have changed when it comes to protecting women. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what didn't happen in times past, or what type of trauma that you've gone through with women, but we got to get back to that part. And I talk about that in that book, Dear Carlin. If you want to order my shirt, I said it. This is one of my many designs. I'm getting ready to just start putting out some more designs that I was scared to put out and fearful. And I'm thankful for boldness, because God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And I refuse to let anybody, who I say, anybody, who, all y'all, any of y'all, all of y'all, all of them, everybody, anybody. I'm not going to let anything or anyone or anybody stop me from the blessings that God has for me, because what God has for me is for me. Okay. And I'm extremely grateful for all of the guests who have signed up to be on my new television show, Uncommon Conversations. I'm thinking about dropping my opener today. I was going to drop it tonight at 8:00. What y'all think? Y'all think I should drop my opener? If y'all want to see the opener of my show, I want to see it. Just say, I want to see it. Put some eyeball emojis. If you want to see the opener of my show today, I'm going to drop it. If I get enough eyeballs and enough hearts and enough people saying, I want to see it, I will drop my opener to my TV show tonight at 8:00. And I had some really, 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 really great help, and some really great people that helped me with that opener for my show. I want to send a special shout out to some really great people in my life. Sean Fair, happy belated birthday to Sean Fair, one of my great partners on the Leadership Experience Tour, who allowed me to have an amazing platform and exposed me to so many opportunities that I dreamed about. And it's a blessing to have people that believe not only in your potential, but they're willing to put their money where their mouth is and help me. I want to thank and say happy birthday to my good friend, Macalina Bell, who has a birthday coming up. She is partnering with me and one of my stylists for the show. So if you see me looking fly, she is the reason why. Happy birthday, shout out to her. Oh, okay, so Marty the Smarter, she said she want to see it. Okay, so I got some eyeballs from her. Happy Thanksgiving. Listen, if y'all want to see the opener of my show tonight, I'm gonna drop it at 8. If I get enough eyeballs, I'm gonna drop it. But if I don't get enough eyeballs, I ain't gonna drop it. Because my show comes out on Christmas Day. But I'm gonna do an official talk about my show later on. I'm thinking about doing it tonight at 8 p.m. Y'all let me know if that's something that y'all want to see. I had a really great videographer. I did the concept of the opener. I am the creator of my show. I started this show in 2018, and so many things was in my way. I recorded 3 shows. I recorded an episode with Eric Thomas, Kathy M. Garrett, the Wayne County Clerk, Pageant Atterbury of PBA School and Talent Agency. And we had some really, really great episodes, and it was amazing. And I'm looking forward to some really great episodes coming up in this season, because my goal is to be a talk show host. My dream is to be a late night syndicated talk show host, as well as a radio host. and I'm going to allow my media opportunities to make room for me. And I still want to do politics because I want to change policy, and I want to make sure that our people are getting the support that we need. All people are getting the support and fairness and the equality that we need. Listen, if you are tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about being an innocent bystander, because when we are doing what God is giving us to do and we are purposeful, the innocent bystander will be blessed by it. If we're not living in our purpose and doing what God has told us to do, innocent bystanders, they end up getting hurt from it. Listen, we have to get to a point where we are mature enough to say when things are not going the way that we planned it. We have to be mature enough to say that all things are not going to go the way we want them to go. But we have to be mature enough to know that God is not going to put more on you that you can bear. You may not understand what it is now, but I'm grateful because God has allowed me to see the bigger picture in so many things. And there were people that I wanted to stay in this picture, but God said, I can't get you to where I want you to be if you're still holding on to certain people, certain things from the past, certain relationships that didn't work out, or certain things or challenges that you were trying to overcome. Listen, my Bishop J. Drew Sheard talks about sanctification as a process. Not only is sanctification as a process, but life itself is a process. Being a good mother, you don't get it overnight. Being a great father, it doesn't happen immediately. Being a great business person, entrepreneur, it doesn't happen overnight. We have to get to a point where we are really intentional about supporting each other, exposing each other, and not just exposing each other, but put some money in each other's pockets. We gonna have to spend some money. Y'all spend all y'all money with the Chaldeans. You spend all your money with the Chinese folks. Spend all your money with the white people. Spend some money with your own kind. My book is $20. My shirt is $25. My hoodie is $40. And my wedding officiant services is $200. $100 deposit will allow you to schedule your marriage or your wedding or your eulogy or your babysitting hosting event. All the way, this offer is good all the way up until January 31st. For the weddings, the book order and the YISI, Yeah, I Said It apparel is good and on sale up until the holiday, December 31st. So I am looking to be sold out on everything. I'm trying to get hundreds of thousands of sales. So I need y'all to share this video. Okay. Don't hate, congratulate. Because when it was y'all turn, I supported y'all. I bought stuff. I showed up. I spent money. I exposed and shared y'all information. So I need y'all to do the same for me. It's only right, right? Let's treat each other right. And when it comes to being fair. Okay. If you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. You can find my book, Dear Carlin, on my website, JaJaCHubbard.com, and pre-order that book now. You can find my YISI gear, and you can order that as well on my website, JaJaCHubbard.com. I'm super grateful for mental health. There was a time where grief and depression and anxiety and thinking about my future and what I was going to be really took a toll on my health, because I was trying to do so much with so little. And before my mom died, and she was in Oakwood Hospital, I never forget, I was telling her, what I was getting ready to do. And, my mom, she was funny. She's a Sagittarius, and shout out to my mom. Her birthday is Sunday. And, sometimes, I'm sad because, I lost my mom. Like, that was my dog. That was my homegirl. My mom will call me on days like this. And I would come over with our bottle of wine, and, we would cook and play the music, and my uncle would come over and family would pull up, and we would have my mom. I can't wait to open up my winery. um, because that winery is going to be dedicated to my mother. Um, we loved conversing and camaraderie over our wines, and it makes me sad, that my parents are deceased and my brother is deceased, but I haven't allowed loss to change my love. I haven't allowed loss to cause me to be cuckoo or crazy. It was and it has driven me to the point of, suicidal thoughts and feeling alone and feeling lonely and, feeling like, do people care? Because sometimes you can walk this world with people and still feel alone. I was married to, my ex-husband, and felt like I was laying in a bed with a stranger. To me, it would say there's a stranger in my house. And, sometimes I felt like, I could have did this by myself. I'm thankful for my son, that I don't have to worry about him being in the streets. And although I am a single parent, I'm a parent that is single. I didn't allow that to hinder making sure that I raise a man of integrity and of stature. Because I want to look out and see my son be somebody's husband, and I can say that I had something to do with him being a great man. There are so many parents who are not involved in their children's life, and unfortunately, you can't say that you had any part in making them who they are. And unfortunately, our children are innocent bystanders from adults' folly and their issues, because there are a lot of great relationships that could happen if we have those conversations, if we learn to forgive. There are a lot of broken families because people don't want to put pride and ego aside and say, let's do this. But I'm grateful for my son, because my son is totally different from me. He's very calm. He is very reserved. And he's goofy too. Don't get it twisted. He's very goofy, and I'm grateful that he is learning himself, and I'm grateful that he's a man's man, and he loves to use his hands. He's not looking to show off, but he's looking to be a man of stature and building, and I love that about him. I know that all of you are going to be trying to lose weight after Thanksgiving, but I want you to put just as much emphasis on your mental health as you are putting into being physically sexy and getting your body right. Because your mental state of mind is just as important as your physical health. And if you have lost weight, but you still got a fat person's mindset, it serves you no purpose, because you can have a skinny body but still have a fat person's mindset. So we want to start with strengthening our mind and our thought processes, addressing those issues that make us feel a certain type of way at that moment, instead of harboring those issues. So many of us have lost loved ones, and you act like you're fine and you're not. Some of you are really not fine, and you need to talk to somebody. And if you want to talk to me this holiday season, call me. Y'all got access to my number. Okay, I got numbers that ain't changed in decades. And if you really want to get something off your chest and expose it and talk, I'm here to listen, because I know what it's like to be in a new season in your life, and to look around and see people that were once there and they're not. It is important that we are mentally strong just as we are physically strong. And we search for the truth. I got my merch is out. My book is out. My officiating and speaking opportunities and hosting is about out. We have to stop normalizing baby showers and not normalizing weddings and marriages. And I'm not just saying that because that's the field I'm in, because I'm in the baby shower field as well as the marriage field. But we have to get to a point where we are building strong families. I have a couple, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, who I married earlier in the summer. They are expecting their first child together, and that is a blessing. And that's how God wants to do it. Now, if you had a baby out of wedlock like me, yeah, I said it before, I take it back. That don't mean that God ain't gonna bless you, and that don't mean that God ain't gonna cover you. But let's zero in on building strong families, marriages, with strong men and women, or strong couples. Because if whatever floats your boat, tickles your fancy, I ain't got a heaven and hell to put you in. But let's normalize building strong families. Let's not normalize making more women baby mamas and more men being baby daddies and fathers. Let's not normalize that no more. Let's normalize making some of these women wives. Okay, not a wifey. It's a difference. Okay, stop making these chicks wifeys and make them your wife. Stop playing with them and stringing their hearts along. And ladies, stop being so dumb and gullible. Yeah, I said it. Before I take it back, I'm adding more to it, because I'm talking about being an innocent bystander. You around here thinking this man gonna marry you, and now you upset because he don't marry you. Now you feel stuck in a relationship. You knew the man wasn't gonna marry you after he put the ring on it, and y'all been engaged for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Move on. Okay? Because you deserve a good man, and your children deserve a good man. Okay? We not gonna normalize making women wifeys and not real wives. Okay? Ladies, we not gonna normalize hopping from relationship to relationship. Get you together. Get your trauma, your past hurt. You need to be healed. Okay? Men, you need to be healed. We not gonna hop from relationship to relationship. We go heal from the last relationship we were in, so that we don't bring no BS, no sugar, honey, iced tea to the next relationship. Okay? We want to have strong, stable, everlasting relationships that reflect God's purpose. Marriage is a purposeful thing. Okay? And God wants you to be with somebody that you can do purpose with. Not somebody that you can lay up with. Because I'm going to tell you this. You're going to do more standing up in a relationship than you are laying down. And after you done had your 7 minutes of fun in heaven, there's still life that you're going to have to live, okay? Now, after he did flipped it up and rubbed it down, and after you done did all of what you needed to do, you done stood up, you done did a sit and spin, there are still things that you're going to have to deal with when it comes to relationships and marriage. So after he done tickled your fancy, and after you done got your little release, there's more to marriage than just y'all having that intimacy. Because if his stuff stopped working and yours don't make it rain like it was before, you're going to have to figure out how to make intimacy work. Okay, yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I need my married couples to say something, because I know I'm right. Because at the end of the day, we have normalized these amazing baby showers with the throne chairs, and we come out with gowns and all of these things only for the man not to be in the picture no more. The woman, mad at the baby daddy and all of these different things. I've been there, done that. My son's 17, okay? So all of you who are new mommies and new daddies, and your kids are still taking naps, and you still make them sandwiches and cookies, and they're still coming in saying, Mommy and Daddy, I ain't there no more. My son come in saying, Mom, I need to move your car. My son is coming in saying, Mom, can my girlfriend come over? I'm at the phase and stage where I got to make sure my son is good with the police, and his insurance is good, and everything that he has is good to go. So if you are still in the mommy daddy phase, let's normalize strong families, because in this season, as you can see, that is what's going to allow us to survive. Strong relationships with God, strong relationships within yourself, strong relationships with the families that you are connected to, whether it be platonic or personal or whatever. You are going to have to build and be intentional about strengthening your family. When you and your loved ones are at odds, there should be nothing that separates you and your family. There shouldn't be a big enough beef that causes you and your family to be distraught and distressed and separated. We have got to get to the point where we hold ourselves accountable for whatever you done. Learn to forgive. Learn to extend that grace and mercy, because one of the things that I've learned is that we have selective grace and mercy. We have selective grace and mercy, and we give it to who we want to give it to. Now, it'll be a strange and a sad day if God decided that he wants to only give certain people grace and mercy. Okay? Now, what if he decided to put you on a grace and mercy waiting list? Yeah, that's right. What if he decided to say, you know what? You told me you weren't going to do that no more. So I'm not going to forgive you. And you know what? I'm not going to extend you no grace. When you run out of oxygen after these 24 hours, you're going to have to figure it out on your own. What if God did that to us the way that we do to other people? Now, I know the hurt may be strong. And believe you me, I done had some real hurt. And I done had family hurt, church hurt, all the friend hurt, business hurt. I done had all the hurt that you can get. I done hurt myself. I done inflicted my own self-hurt. I had to get to a point where I'm going is bigger than the hurt. What I want in life is bigger than the hurt that I've experienced. And what I've also learned is that hurt people do hurt people. People who don't know themselves, they don't understand the value of what you offer to them, because they don't understand the value they have in themselves. See, when you start doing certain assessments and you start talking to God about certain people and certain things in your life, and you are straight up no chaser about it, God will give you a revelation and a revelation as to what it is that you're experiencing. That's why we had a collective prayer. You know, I had a friend who shout out to Amped Network, great friend Angie P, who has been helping me behind the scenes on a lot of things. We were having a dialogue the other day, and she said the people of God, as well as non-religious people, all said in 2019, going into 2019, that they wanted 2020 vision. That's what they said. They said, I want 2020 vision, and I want God to show me 2020 vision. And that was a collective, universal, worldwide thing. And that is exactly what God gave us, a worldwide vision, 2020, clear. When you have 2020 vision, if you got 2020 vision now, tell God thank you. For those of you who had to wear glasses like me since the second grade, you understand and value what it means to have good vision, good eyesight, to be able to see things clearly. Because when you don't have the contacts and you don't have the glasses, you have an obscured vision. You have a symmetrical vision. Your vision is distorted. You see a thing, but you don't see it clearly. You see that there's a thing, but you don't see what the thing actually is. You understand what it is, but because you can't see it clearly, you don't understand the value that it really has. And there are a lot of people that did not have 2020 vision that do now. You see things a lot different. You see people a lot differently. You value things that you didn't value before, that you took for granted. See, some of you took your lungs for granted when you couldn't breathe. Yeah, I was one of them. You took for granted your loved ones that you didn't want to call and check on and see if they're okay, and now they ain't here. There was a point where, I didn't want to talk to my grandma because I owed her some money. And then I had to get over that. I said, well, Grandma, I owe you some money. I'm going to get you the money. And when I got my money, I got her money and gave her money back. And I had to remember, my grandma wasn't calling me because she was looking for the money. My grandma was calling me because she cared about me. She was wanting to know what was going on with her granddaughter. And so I had to really take into account, okay, some of us have to really look at the 2020 vision that we asked for. We asked for this. We didn't ask for the COVID-19 now, but we did ask for 2020 vision. And so I want you all this holiday season to not just be thankful for the cliche things, the life, health, and strength. And, I'm thankful for my family. I really want you to really dig a little deeper. And I really want you to really talk to God about some things that you're really, truly, honestly thankful for. This year, the beginning of this year, I had something happen to me that I really wanted. And I, because I'm older, I thought that, this would have been a great opportunity, but unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way that I thought that it would. And because of that, it really made me depressed. It really made me sad. It really made me, doubt myself. And, in this year, 2020 vision, God has given me a bodacious thing, me showing and exposing that I had alopecia, something that I've had to live with since I was 12 years old. And I've talked to hundreds of women and men who have experienced this loss due to alopecia or breast cancer or cancer, dealing with chemo, as well as parents who have children that were dealing with it, as well as other hairdressers who have had to deal with it and talk about it. So there were a lot of things that have happened this year that, I cringed in the moment, like, oh God, I can't believe this is happening. But in the long run, it was for my good. What the devil meant for evil will always work out for your good if you have that relationship with God. And I'm not trying to be deep or religious, because y'all already know y'all ain't got to heaven and hell to put me in. Yeah, I said it, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Before I take it back, what I'm going to do, add more to it. At the end of the day, we have to know that our decisions affect the innocent bystanders. So if you are launching a business, your business is going to affect everybody that's connected to you in a good way and a bad way. They're going to be people that's going to look at you and say, I can't believe that she's doing this. And you got to be like, yes, I'm doing this. There are going to be a time in your life where trauma is going to happen, but you got to be so stuck in your faith, beyond what you can see. There are situations in my life that happened and I didn't see the silver lining, but I had faith, and I had enough faith to say, okay, God, nah, you didn't help me out with this bill before, or you didn't help me out in this situation before. So I'm trusting that you're going to do it again. And if he doesn't do it, God is still good. If he doesn't give you what you want when you want it, God is still good. God is still good, because there are some things that I wanted that God wasn't ready for me to have. And there are some things that I have now that I asked for back then that he said, you ready now. I can trust you with it now. You can handle this relationship now. I'm going to give you this situation now. So because you may not get it when you ask for it, it doesn't mean that God didn't hear you and he's putting it on his to-do list. But you got to put yourself in a position where you can receive it. There are some things that God won't bless you with because you're not in a situation where you're ready to receive it. You still harboring hurt, anger, unforgiveness, trauma. You still wrestling with some things. And because you still wrestling with some things, if God give it to you too early, you'll mess it up. See, there were some things that God gave me too early that I thought I was ready for, but I messed it up because I thought that I was ready for it. And so I'm super duper excited. Tomorrow is Black Friday. All of my merchandise and anything that you want to order from me is on my website, Jaja C. Hubbard. I'm thinking about dropping my opener for my TV show, Uncommon Conversations with Jaja. If you would like to be a guest on my brand new TV show, this is not no fly-by-night thing. This is my career. This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. So I actually have to be prepared to do 260 shows. So this is not a game, okay? This ain't no game. So that means I need 260 guests. There's no reason why I got 3,000 followers on Instagram and 5,000 plus on Facebook and thousands on LinkedIn and all of these other platforms So if you want to be a guest on the show, if you have a story, you may not be an entrepreneur, but I'll go into more detail. If you want to see the opener and you want me to talk more about the show, I think I'm going to do it tonight at 8 o'clock. I think I am. I think I want to share and drop the opener for the show tonight at 8. Is that okay? So I'm going to put a countdown on my Insta stories and my Facebook story for the show tonight at 8. Okay, I'm going to do my opener for the talk show, Uncommon Conversations with Jaja, if you want to be a guest on the show. And then I'm going to go, after I drop the opener, then I'm going to go live, and then we could talk about it. Cool? Is that cool? That's cool? Okay, cool. Listen, I love y'all so much. Happy Thanksgiving from you to me. I'm extremely excited. Son, you want to come in and say happy Thanksgiving? You could just bow, you can scrunch down. They ain't got to see that part. Just scrunch down. That's what happens when you don't get fully dressed in the morning. He walking around here like he think he a sex symbol, y'all.
I wasn't trying to go nowhere. So. Happy Thanksgiving.
You ain't do it. They didn't see you on that one.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope everybody eats good.
Y'all, let me tell y'all, I've been up cooking. So I made greens, say not. You name it. I made greens with turkey legs, macaroni and cheese. I made a ham. I made peach cobbler. I made, what else I made? Tell you what else? Oh, dressing, Cornish hens. Because I'm not about to be making no turkey. I'm not about to make no big old turkey. It's only us. And I don't eat turkey like that. I'm about to be wasting food. Y'all better stop wasting food in this season. As high as food is, stop wasting food. And stop putting more on your plate than what you can actually eat. America is the most wastefulest country in the world. And yet we have millions of people who are homeless without food. So, what else I made? Oh, potato salad. The good potato salad, okay? Ain't anybody got time? And then I'm getting ready to go make my apple pies and my cheesecake. And then I'm done, and I'm about to sit out and chill and relax and prepare for Black Friday tomorrow. And hang out with my son and my sisters and whoever else pulls up. Listen, I love y'all so much. I am extremely proud of all of you who are, just persevering through this time. This has been a challenging time, and this season has taught us that we can do it together. It's only a matter of if you want to, So I love y'all. Have a wonderful holiday. I'll come back this evening. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be doing some really great things on my YouTube channel. And I want you all to be a part of that because, Facebook won't always be my platform. So, I want you all to be able to have access to me, and I have access to you on all of my platforms. I love all of y'all, and please be safe. Please wear y'all mask. Okay. I know y'all going to be at the cookout and at the family meals, but wear your mask. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day and enjoy your holiday. And I will see y'all tonight for my